Hey, hello. This is where I talk about comic books. I am a comic book creator of over a decade. I am not really a YouTuber. Today, I just wanted to talk about an ambitious project that has turned into a very impressive finished work. And that is, does it show up? AX-WEILDER JON. Just arrived today. I'm in Australia. I'm sure everybody else got it before I did. This is by Nick Pitara. And it is so much his vision that even had this been a failure narratively, which it isn't, it still would have been a success creatively because it is 100% his will on paper. And I wanted to talk a little bit about what that means and why one might pursue that over taking more immediate or more commercial opportunities. A quick review. The book is of superior quality. It's a pure art feast, which isn't to take away from Nick's writing. It's just to say that this thing demands that you look at it. Famously, manga and certain types of American comic books are almost meant for speed reading. Your mind is processing the image as quickly as your eyes are drawing in the dialogue and caption, balloons and boxes. This is the other thing. This is, hey, stop, reflect on this panel. It's going to stick with you. It's a gorgeous image. It is a beautiful image. And more than anything, it's cool, right? Which is a thing American comic books are supposed to be and often forget to be. In addition, it's a really well-presented hardcover. There's some spot gloss on the cover, and the production throughout is just of high quality. It's something that Nick should be very proud of, and I think it's going to put a lot more opportunities in front of him, and he was already doing fine. So, very happy for him, and happy to have received the book. Okay, with the review section out of the way, let's talk about betting on yourself. Last video, I said, if you're not doing creator-owned work, stop talking to me. I don't want to hear from any comic book creators, quote unquote, who are not doing creator-owned work because, in my view, take it for what it's worth, they are not entering the arena with the actual gladiators. They are living some kind of cloistered, courtly existence that is very divorced from having to have real ideas. Okay, that's my little hobby horse. We'll let it go. Now, Nick bet on himself with this book. This was a big project that was going to take him off the table for some time. I know Nick a little, and I know that he passed on opportunities that a lot of people would see as real steps in anyone's career. And he said no to those so that he could make the book he wanted to make. And not just for creative reasons, he believed in its sales potential. It did very well on the crowdfunding platform Zoop, maybe breaking that platform's records. I don't know. And I don't know how much has been announced, but I believe he's in partnership with the publisher now to do things his way full time. So, sounds like I'm going to be a big advocate for what Nick did, right? And that everybody should do it because I'm a believer in creator-owned work. Because this worked out for Nick. Okay, but before we get ahead of ourselves, I see an awful lot of creators bet on themselves when they're not necessarily built for that gambling life. Maybe the movie idea of being a gambler is appealing, but the reality is far different. It's a lot of hot plate meals. It's a lot of your partner looking at you sideways. It's a lot of wondering if you made the right decision. I'm thinking of a creator who is a talented individual, not as talented as Nick, but a talented individual who similarly made a decision to bet on themselves recently and did not meet with the same level of success, but took the same or more amount of time to make the book. That's a hard pill. I know from music that one of the most frustrating and disheartening things in the world is to work very hard on a record and then have nobody hear it. It's you can say all day that simply getting it out into the universe or manifesting it from your thoughts and feelings and having it exist is all you were looking for. But you went to the trouble of pressing it. You went to the trouble of distributing it. You wanted people to hear it. And when that part of the task is not fulfilled, it can be very heartbreaking. Now, what if you took a year of people looking at you like you're a fool, you convinced that you did the right thing, that this is what it is to be a creator, you bet on yourself, and either you aren't the guy yet or the work is the wrong work, which is something I'll make a video on soon, when you have all the talent in the world but you just don't have a saleable premise. I've been there. Or chalk it up to intangibles. The market is not in the right moment. With Nick as an example of somebody who bet on themselves and won big, I just wanted to highlight that while you got to buy a ticket to win the lottery, the majority of people who buy tickets do not win the lottery. And a big part of being in the creator-owned sphere is dusting yourself off, criticizing the specifics of how you brought something to market or your core concept, but never writing anything off fully, because everything can be revisited in some capacity. Now, if you put out something that doesn't sell, it's highly unlikely that a sequel is going to be warranted. However, maybe there's an element in your failed book that could be expanded on in an interesting way. Maybe you learned something from the experience that lines you up to knock it out of the park on the next swing. I know I'm saying something very rote, but essentially you don't know how it tastes until you taste it. And that applies both to success and to failure. And it is an essential part of this journey that you have your time with both. So I'm not discouraging anybody from betting on themselves. I just want you to know yourself well enough to ask and answer, do I have the fortitude to get shit on? Because not everybody is Nick. And Nick had moments where Nick wasn't Nick. So do you have it in you to get nothing from hard work? That's the question. Let's boil it all down to one question. Do you have it in you to benefit not at all from breaking your ass? Can you see the benefit? Can you see the immaterial benefits when the material realities are beating your head open? I don't know if this is inspirational in any way. I just wanted to say congratulations to Nick, and for anybody out there who wants to try the same ambitious, exciting thing, do so, but drink that cup of concrete. Be ready for it. Steel yourself.